Welcome back, everyone. So, I want to talk about something that many of you may have experienced at some time in your life where you were in public, maybe on a train or a bus, maybe you were just driving down the street. Actually, anywhere that you have been where there were people you didn't know. It could have been a small group of people or a massive crowd. But have you ever noticed someone in a crowd who felt out of place? Not visually, but existentially. Like they shouldn't be there. Have you ever seen a person who didn't seem connected to the space around them at all? Sensed someone's presence before you actually saw them, but wish you hadn't? Ever walked past someone and felt a sudden, unexplainable heaviness? Ever felt compelled not to look at someone sitting alone on the sidewalk? Ever notice a figure who seemed frozen in time while everything else moved normally? Ever seen someone whose stillness felt intentional, like they were waiting, watching? So what I'm getting at here is, out of all the people that surround you each day, what are the chances that every once in a while you pass by or see a person that is not really there? Or you see a person that is not really a person? Because some things don't hide in shadows. They hide in crowds. Most people don't realize how often their body knows something before their mind does. You can be walking down a perfectly normal street, nothing visibly wrong, nothing happening that would make sense to be afraid of, but something inside you tightens up, right? There's no clear reason for it. No thought you can point to, just a sense that something isn't right. It's that internal alarm that goes off. That spidey sense, right? For some people, it shows up as a tightness in the chest, like the air just got heavier. Some people get goosebumps, or a lot of the time, people will feel that instinctive pull to change direction, to cross the street, to speed up or to slow down, to put distance between themselves and whatever it is that they're sensing. There's a certain kind of encounter people describe over and over, and it almost always sounds ordinary at first. Someone sitting on a sidewalk, on a curb, maybe they're on a sidewalk against a building, not moving much, not really drawing any attention to themselves. They're just there. They're not holding a sign, not asking for money, not trying to get anyone's attention. Their eyes are just looking straight ahead, not really focused on anything in particular. People pass by, cars go by, the city keeps moving, and they remain completely still, like they're disconnected from whatever moment everyone else is in. What stands out is how untouched they seem by everything around them. The weather doesn't matter, rain, heat, cold, it's all the same. Noise doesn't register either. Sirens, traffic, conversations, footsteps, none of it seems to pull their attention. Time feels strange around them too. You walk down the street and take a glance back seconds later, or even much farther down the street, and nothing has shifted at all. And for some strange reason, they either stay on your mind or you completely forget. Not because of sympathy or fear exactly, but because something about the encounter won't settle in. There are some encounters that don't feel like you're meeting another person at all. They feel more like you've stepped into something that was already there. It's like the person is oddly tied to a specific spot, always in the same place, positioned the same way, almost like part of the landscape itself. It doesn't feel like they arrived there or chose to sit there. It feels like that's where they belong, as if they're rooted to the concrete, the doorway, the corner of the street. So instead of thinking about them as individuals moving through society, it begins to feel more like the way people describe haunted locations. You feel their weight the moment you step into them, even if nothing visibly changes. There's an energy or a presence in that place, right? Okay, so what if some encounters aren't with people, but with places wearing human form? Something like a manifestation, an apparition formed by the energy left behind or the spiritual presence. You know, we have to remember that encounters like these go way back. Long before modern cities and security cameras, people were already telling stories about figures who looked human but clearly weren't. Folklore is full of them. Beings that pass as ordinary, sit among the living, and draw no attention unless someone notices something slightly off. Every culture seems to have its own version. The watcher who never blinks, the silent one who never speaks, the seated figure who appears in the same place and never moves. The names change, the settings change, but the descriptions stay consistent. There's another pattern that shows up as well, again and again, and it has to do with memory. People will struggle to remember the person's face, even moments later. Clothing details blur or disappear. Height, age, hair color, things you think you would normally recall without effort, but those details slip away fast. What gives these encounters their darkness isn't violence or threat. In most cases, it's nothing aggressive that happens at all. The darkness feels quieter than that. It feels empty. Sometimes it feels indifferent. There's no sense of anger or intent, just a complete lack of human recognition. And that's what unsettles people the most. The fear doesn't come from sensing anything evil. It comes from sensing absence, from standing near something that feels neutral in a way humans aren't, you see? When people start sharing modern encounters, the pattern becomes harder to ignore. Someone talks about a stranger who repeated the same sentence to them word for word, hours or even days apart, with the same tone and the same expression, as if nothing in between had happened. Another person describes a brief interaction where someone seemed completely present, only to suddenly shift, like a switch flipped, and their personality flattened or reset in real time. One detail that comes up more often than people are comfortable admitting is the eyes. Now, when I talk to people, one event that seemed to occur very often was witnessing a moment where something changes in the eyes, where the eyes seem to lose depth or warmth, like the light behind them dims and their eyes go black. It's not dramatic or cinematic like a movie. It's subtle. Then we have videos of glitch people or individuals frozen mid-action, repeating the same movement or behaving in ways that feel looped. Security footage adds another layer to it, with figures appearing in one spot, disappearing in the next frame, or remaining completely motionless while everything around them moves. What's important is what these encounters are not. These aren't monsters. They aren't overtly threatening or malicious. In most cases, they're functional. They have jobs. They walk, talk, and move through the world without drawing attention. They don't stand out until something breaks the surface, until someone tries to actually connect with them. That's when the unease starts, because they blend in perfectly until you try to connect. When you go far enough back, you'll find that ancient people were already thinking about the possibility that not everyone walking around in human form was fully alive in the same way. In Gnostic writings, there's this idea that some humans possess a divine spark or an inner awareness, while others simply don't. They look the same, function the same, live among everyone else, but something essential is missing. Not evil, not monstrous, just absent. That same theme shows up across ancient texts in different languages. There are references to Soulless Ones, people who move and speak but don't have that inner breath or spiritual perception. Even the Bible hints at this, describing people as having eyes but they do not see, and mouths that speak without breath in them. It's not describing physical blindness or silence, as pointing to a deeper absence of awareness, a kind of spiritual hollowing out that makes a person present but unreachable. What if some people carry a deeper awareness simply because it survived through them, while others move through the world intact on the outside but hollow on the inside? You know, that kind of neutrality that can be uncomfortable. We're used to being seen, even by strangers. We expect some acknowledgement, some shared awareness, even if it's subtle. When that's missing entirely, it triggers something instinctual. We're not afraid because they might hurt us. We're afraid because they don't recognize us at all. It's like walking through a wax museum, and it feels creepy because the wax models have no life to them. Anyway, folks, they're in crowds on sidewalks in busy cities where thousands of people pass each other every day without really looking. Most of the time, they're ignored, written off, forgotten as quickly as possible. But maybe that's part of how they persist. Because if something doesn't want to be seen, the safest place to hide is in plain sight. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please click the thumbs up button for me, as there is more to come soon. Everyone have a great day or evening. And until next time, folks, stay awake, stay aware, stay safe. And I'll talk to you all soon.